Hey, boss.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going
All right.
good.
If you don't mind, just any like weapons or anything that you might have, communication devices, if you want to put them in this locker here,
Sure
and
thing.
we'll just seal them up until you leave. Yeah.
Yep, all I got is a gas can on me and a
Okay.
wrench. Just put them
All right,
all
yeah.
in
If you
there.
wouldn't mind, just put it in there. Appreciate it.
Phone and everything, right?
Yeah. You can hold on to like food or anything like that if you'd like.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go make sure the people outside make sure nobody else disturbs us at any point in time, and then I'll be back in.
Oh, what's up, boys?
Hey, how are you?
Wait, he's
Okay.
not.
Informationally,
Is he doing piano?
just gonna be having this recording device here so that we can, you know, if the situation would come where I need to present this to a judge or anything like that, I will have everything necessary to do so, as we previously agreed. It'll be only viewable by my eyes only, and nobody else other than the judges, should the time come.
Understood.
Okay. All right. Once again, informationally, just as general introductions, Chief of Police Beric Johnson. If the other three you would like to name yourselves who are in the room as well, if you wouldn't mind.
Nino Chavez.
Justin DeMarco.
Mr. Kebun. They seem to be fine with me here. Not that it matters because he's not actually being scared into
Right.
doing this.
Generally, I'm just going to cut to the chase. I don't plan on this being like a full-fledged interrogation. I just want to have a discussion with all of you about like the little whispers that I've heard about certain things here and there when it comes to the people we've spoken about, and hopefully you guys can give me a little bit of something to work with, and maybe I can give you guys something as well. We'll see.
All right, perfect.
But what did you say your full name was again, sir? In the middle?
The name's Justin DeMarco.
Justin DeMarco. Okay. And do you have any like what do you do, Mr. DeMarco? What's your occupation?
Currently, I'm just a fisherman. Been trying to tinker around with vehicles and such. You know, intern mechanic.
Okay. How long you been doing that?
About 3-4 days now.
What's your kind of relation to like Mr. Thoroughbred and Miss Thoroughbred?
Well, at one point they were former associates of mine, initiated into the gang of C4.
Gang of C4.
Correct.
Is that short for something, or is it just C4?
It's literally just C4.
I can't answer the phone, guys, because I handed
so
all my
like,
shit
meaning
in.
behind it.
But hopefully Zola knows just to put it up at Siobhan's house.
No. But I would like to say that I am a co-founder.
Co-founder, still currently? You're like within the. Okay, so you're not. So you're a co-founder, but you're no longer part of the gang.
Correct.
Right. And when did relations between you guys like break down and fall out?
About 4 days ago.
4 days ago? What happened?
Well, you know, am I allowed to answer that?
I think you want to be honest.
So, Sonia found out I went to the cops about this information, and they excommunicated me from Polito.
Just for clarification, this is Sonia Summers who's speaking of.
That's correct.
Okay, so run that by me one more time. You got like excommunicated out of the gang, or what?
Yeah, once she found out, I gave her a call. I said, "Look, you have to listen to me," and all she said was, "You got what you wanted. Never contact me again." And I haven't spoken to her since.
Hey, chat. He can say whatever he wants to say. If Sonya comes, we got a fight on our hands, I guess.
And given that small video that was provided to me previously,
if he says shit about C4, honestly, I ain't even gonna care, because at the end of the day, they're highly responsible for all this.
They were Siobhan was giving you police equipment or something like that, or supplying you guys with police equipment. Is this true?
That's correct. We received IFACs, plates of armor, information such as Declan Crane going undercover, scouting around Polito, police surveillance cameras all around Polito, cops in the mountains with cameras trying to take pictures, stuff of that nature.
So just general police police actions that would affect the gang or potentially hinder the gang.
Yeah, and basically general police operations that is planned or currently happening within Polito.
Okay. Have you been threatened at all by either, I guess, any former member of the gang to this point since you left?
Not really, but sorta in a way.
Just alluding to the idea.
Correct.
Okay. And this gang is composed of primarily Polito residents, I assume, yeah?
Correct.
How did, or are you aware of how Mr. and Mrs. Thoroughbred became involved in the gang to begin with?
The relationship between Sonya and Siobhan. Supposedly they're really close.
Interesting. Okay. And what makes you say that?
Because she told me. Sonya
told you that her and Siobhan are really close?
Yeah, we'd all hang out at the bistro, and both of them would get in the bikinis, drive away on a motorbike. Sonya would stay at Siobhan's house sometimes.
They have, how close were they in your eyes? Were they friends? Was it a bit more than that? What's the general relationship there, you think?
If I'm being honest, I made a few jokes that, they're secret lovers, and I got my ass beat because of it. And a few other members also have done that. Made a few remarks.
I can't answer my text. I don't have my phone.
Got their ass beat.
Fuck, I should have told Zoe I was going
to. And who beat your ass over this, if you don't mind me asking, or who?
Sonya Summers.
Okay, so Sonya.
He's actually Sonya gonna kill this dude.
Based on your comments.
Correct.
Okay. At what time do you recall the kind of time frame of Mr. and Mrs. Thoroughbred joining the gang? How long ago it was?
Yeah, I believe they joined about 3 or 4 days before becoming deputized.
If this takes them out, chat, worth it.
Becoming deputized, so that puts us I don't know, almost around a month ago at this point. handcuffs more. Interesting. Is there any kind of like induction kind of ceremony or situation, like blooding in, if you will, that took place?
Yes, there was an initiation.
Beric's asking
However,
the right
what we
questions.
do is not illegal whenever we initiate people.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there was an initiation for the both of them.
And what's that like? What's that process like? What were they taken through?
So our initiation process is dressing people up in bomb suits, and then they throw a rock at a fuel tanker.
Is it just any fuel tanker?
Jesus.
No, there's a special one.
Special fuel tanker.
Correct.
And where's this tanker located?
You know, should I answer that?
You've already said enough. I mean, you can keep on going. I mean,
You know what? They want to out me out as a snitch. I'll fucking snitch. It's at the fucking Humane Labs.
So it's a tanker at Humane Labs.
That's correct.
Yo,
It's like on the building.
this is
or
getting
it's just
crazy.
on like company grounds.
It's on the
The
company
parking lot or
grounds.
Okay.
Yo, I fuck with this dude. He don't care. True, they were
Yeah.
saying he's a snitch on Twitter, so fuck it, dude. Might as well be one. If you're gonna be labeled as
Is
one,
there
might as well
any,
fucking be one.
way for you to prove beyond your word that they are part of this gang?
I mean, besides the fact that they've seen some of us, you know, do some things here and there, and we help provide them with weed.
You provide them with weed.
Yeah.
And what did they say what this was for? Is this like recreational use for them, or what is? Or what's their reasoning for it? Do you, if you're privy to that information?
They wanted to make some extra money. They wanted to make some extra money, right? And, you know, I'd get a call from Sonya here and there. Oh, hey, go protect Siobhan. They wanted to buy a house. We provided them money for a house.
So this was like prior.
That
So
could be
they were
something
involved in
else.
this prior to buying their house in Polito.
Correct.
Bank records.
How close do you think you, or would you say you were with them when they bought the house?
Honestly, not too close. I've talked to them a couple of times here and there. You know, Max would call me Archie. I'd get pissed off at him.
Okay.
And yes, at one point I did look like Archie Archer. I shaved my head, changed my fucking style.
Well, if anything, it was if it means anything to you, it was a good choice.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Do you know if they bought the houses or the house, just the two of them, or if they split it in a whole bunch of ways?
Last I was aware, it was just the two of them.
Okay. I'm very familiar with this house, and it was quite expensive.
I believe we
it's,
provided 200 or 250,000 to them.
250,000.
Yeah, but in that range.
Why was that?
Well, like I said, Siobhan and Sonia are pretty close. And when Siobhan asked, hey, we want to move up to Plato, can you help us? On top of that, C4 operated as a loan business.
He's okay. Fuck it. Might as well just
Before
lay it all
all
out
this
there.
shit.
So C4 was a loan business before, like, becoming a, like, functioning street gang, essentially.
That's correct. You know, if I would have ever known that Siobhan and Max were gonna be deputized and all this shit, I wouldn't have wanted them in the fucking gang. All right? Ever since they got the fucking badge, I knew if one thing happened, guess what? They would be under investigation, bring the whole fucking gang down. I did what I thought was right. And if they're gonna out me out as a snitch publicly to the fucking world, I know how this is gonna end. All right? There's no fucking witness protection that's gonna save me. There's no protection in the world that's gonna save me. They're gonna fucking hunt me down till the end of the earth, put a bullet in my fucking brain, and I'm gonna end up in the ocean. So might as well just fucking lay it all out.
Oh my god.
You go to church?
What was that?
I said, do you go to church?
I don't.
I recommend you start going.
And me too.
Are you aware, like, what's the dynamic between Mr. Thoroughbred and Miss Summers?
That I'm not too sure, you know. I just that it's Siobhan's old fuck buddy, fuck toy, husband. You know, wherever she goes, he goes.
So you don't know any specifics in terms of the relationship or friendship between Sonya and Max?
That's correct. You know, I say I'm a former co-founder, right? But I was still fucking at the bottom of the totem pole. I was left out of meetings. I asked to be captain. Laughed in my fucking face. Like I'm a fucking nobody in my own gang.
Okay, so I have a interesting question now. You semi-answered it with the kind of last thing you just said to a certain degree, but what is your, like, general motivation behind this? Because obviously you're putting yourself at great risk with everything that, you know, as we just spoke about. You're putting yourself at great risk putting all this information out there, and if it should be needed for, like, some kind of, like, proceeding in the future, or, you know, an impeachment process, or whatever you might say that it would be needed for, you know, you're effectively taking a knife to your hand in the middle of the ocean and waiting for the sharks. So what is what's in the, like, what's the reason for you?
You know, just wrong place, wrong time for the video to get out. I figured if I did this right, the investigation would just stop at Max and Siobhan. That was the initial reason why I did this. At the time, I loved C4. I still did, even though I knew I was excommunicated. But now, I got nothing else to lose. Might as well go out with the fucking bang, right?
Good answer, I guess.
So your pretty much entire motivation is bringing them down.
That's correct. You know, I'm not the only one. I had another member, 2 members actually, say they didn't like that Siobhan and Max were deputized. Said exactly, whenever they get what they want, they're gonna throw us under the fucking bus. That's not what I wanted. Either way, I knew it was gonna end badly for me.
It's not a bad thing. He's being honest about everything.
So, that actually brings up a good point that I was going to speak on as well. When they were deputized, what was the kind of general, feeling around the gang? Like how were people generally feeling about that? Like Sonya.
Oh, I know he's snitching, but what the fuck? Go ahead.
Seemed like Sonya
Hey.
didn't really care too much. But
For all I care, fuck C4 and fuck
me,
Max and Siobhan.
I shared my concerns. They were just struck down. No one ever wanted to fucking hear me out. I told them, if anything fucking happens and they get caught doing something, they're taking all of us down with them. And once the video went out, I knew that was possibly the downfall of C4. So I did it in good faith in hopes to keep the group together still. But whenever she outed me out as a snitch publicly for the whole world to see, fuck that bitch.
Are you on good terms with anybody in C4 currently?
No, last I heard, they all wanted to dismember me.
And how many members would you say there are? At least that you can confirm at the time of your departure.
Minimum is 15.
Big gang.
How many of those do you think you could name if you're willing to?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna name all of them because I still care about them. The memories are hard to erase.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones I will name, Siobhan, Max, Sonya, First Temple. And then that's all I feel comfortable with naming.
So just the 4 of them.
Correct. C4 probably looks at, they gave me a chance, right? They gave me a shot. And that's what they do. They give nobody shots. Nobody's, right? People who are new, who want work done. Give us a call, we'll help you out. Get you on your feet. I felt like I owed Sonya my life because she gave me the one shot that I was looking for within this city.
Okay. All right. So, in terms of like Max and Siobhan, do you have any further details as to like their wrongdoings, if you will, or transgressions against the police department during their time deputized?
Well, you want the crimes that I know that have went unnoticed to the PD?
Well, whatever you're willing to give, I'm willing to listen.
Max and Siobhan pulled up on me as I was selling weed. Saw me do a handoff. I called them later that day. Was like, what the fuck are you doing that? You can't scare me while I'm pushing weed. And all he said was, don't tell me that you're doing illegal stuff. Another time, I get a call from a disgruntled member. Sonya just sat here and shot Abdul in the face. Siobhan's here. I gotta figure out where the fuck Sonya went. 15 minutes later, Sonya's up at Polito, getting arrested.
Okay.
He needs to mention the IFAC shit more and say that
So
he gave it
I
to the other
openly
people.
admitted to Max that I was pushing weed at that time. And nothing happened.
I don't want to talk on the recording though.
So you told Mr. Thoroughbred that you were selling weed and he did nothing about it. That's essentially what you're saying.
That's correct.
Okay.
Also, you know, like I said, they provided the IFAX and the information of the undercover
Perfect.
Declan Crane snooping around Polito in a blacked out 4-door.
Oh fuck.
Hmm. Aside from my questions, is there any information that you feel that I should know?
No, I pretty much laid the foundation out. Like I said, I was still classified as the lower guy on the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
Sonya basically gate kept Siobhan
I don't think so.
with any dealings, shit like that.
Hmm.
Is there anything that you anything that may have gotten in your hands by Siobhan?
Yeah, so Bones, Slacks, and them, they took 4 IFACs from me. They had Siobhan's state ID on it. So I'm hoping that you guys have that in evidence.
You said Bones and Slacks took this from you, yes? That's what you said?
Correct. Last time I was here.
And when was that?
About 3-4 days ago.
If I may, how did you receive this?
I got it from one of the members of C4.
How did they receive it?
That I'm not too sure. There's always a middleman, right? Like I said, Sonya gatekeeps in any dealings with Siobhan. For all I know, there could have been a crate in the house they could have taken it out of.
Did Siobhan give these to your group?
Correct. Yeah.
There you go.
Siobhan gave us the shit.
That's all he's got to say. He goes off on these little tangents. Just say it straight up.
And you're
Just
certain about
IFACs?
that?
I am sure about that.
The
You
same
know what?
IFACs that are currently in the possession of the police department?
Correct.
And are you aware of like to what extent these were given? Like how many?
Not too sure. I just know I had full army.
You make it, does your group tend to rob cops?
That could be a possibility.
Are you aware of you robbing cops anytime recently?
Me personally, I have not robbed any cops.
What about the individuals that pass these along? Would they have robbed Siobhan?
Oh no, we wouldn't have touched our own members.
There you go. He needs to pick up what Nino's putting down.
So you believe individuals may have robbed officers at some point?
They could have. They could have. It definitely wasn't any members in C4 that robbed Siobhan, I'll tell you that.
Just for clarity, IFACs that have a state ID on it would not have been robbed by your members from her, given the fact that she is a member, or was, I should say, a member of your crew. Am I correct in saying so?
That is correct.
Do you believe there was other things coming to the way of C4 other than IFACs, information, other things like that?
Yeah, I believe there was some armor and some ammo that possibly might have wound up in our possession.
What was the benefit of Siobhan Fitzpatrick providing these things to C4? What was the benefit outside of, the physical usage of these of this equipment?
Here we go. Now Nino's kicking in.
Well, whenever they need money or whenever Siobhan would need weed to push, and
Siobhan was pushing weed.
paid for a
Hold on
majority of
now.
the house for.
Here you go, DeMarco.
Would there be financial
Here you go,
transactions
DeMarco.
Showing this movement of money?
Yeah, they should be.
Have you wired money to her before?
I haven't personally, no.
Who has?
If I had to guess, First Temple.
The clean guy. Here we go.
Have they ever parked any
Here
vehicles
we go, Nino.
at property belonging to your members?
They have not, and they wouldn't have, because Siobhan would say that her car's not clean enough for it.
Yeah, have you seen her sell weed in Polito?
Of course, I was with her when she was doing it.
Why doesn't DeMarco mention this shit the first
And
round?
once the and what happened after she sold it? Where did the money go?
Yeah, but not like this. It's very just like...
It went to her, and she had someone clean it.
Did the money end up ever landing back in a bank account?
He needs to be
As far as
straight
you're
to the
aware.
facts.
As far as I'm aware, I'm not too sure. She could have kept it in cash.
I have been
Put it
paying
in the
attention the
bank
whole time.
account.
But the way he was saying it was not like... The
Like
way
I said,
Nino's laying
I-
it out is a lot better.
I don't have the closest relationship with her, right? I just be her personal security sometimes whenever she would go and push weed. Make sure nothing happened to her.
Do you have any text messages between you and her that indicate you are close as you've described?
No, I don't.
I need to can we pause here for a minute, Beric? I need to talk to my paralegal.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, the recording device is paused for the time being. I'm gonna step on if you guys want to speak.
Okay, listen. This guy's a fucking rat bitch, but he's a useful rat bitch for the time being.
Yeah. He needs your guidance, as you could tell. He's almost afraid to answer certain things or he beats around the bush. The way you guided him at the end there was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the guy like started talking about a fucking tanker before I have a chance to fucking jump in. This guy wants to spill the fucking beans.
He does.
Do you care if he lives? Because this guy's a dead man walking.
I know. I just care that he stays alive until the fucking case or whatever.
All
the
right,
fuck.
easy.
Which I can handle. You know, I can keep him safe.
Holy fucking shit! This guy will say one good thing and then just continue yapping about something that like discredits his statement.
He needs to just stay on the line of, yes, I got these IFACs. It has your state ID. It's from Siobhan. She gives them to the gang. We get body armor. They sell weed. We've seen them selling weed. They gave me this information. Yada yada yada, and just go on for that. He keeps going, or like, yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tell him to like we need to focus on this because I'm a little I don't know Beric very well, but I'm just afraid that this other shit is gonna confuse the matter.
Yeah. Maybe, are we allowed to speak with him alone, right? Without Beric?
Yeah.
Let's just get him to regroup on this shit.
Agreed.
Okay.
Beric, we just gotta talk to a client real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, you're doing good, DeMarco. We just got to get our focus back on here.
All right.
You've seen tell me if I'm missing anything, right? She was in your gang alongside Max. You know she's given you IFACs with a state ID. You've had them in your possession. You've given them to the police department, and you witnessed her sell weed. Am I correct?
Correct.
Is there anything else out of what I just stated?
Remember,
Anything at all?
any calls or money transfers or purchases of the house, times, dates, that can help them search and find these records and line them up. So literally anything.
So, we have a C4 fund. It is all through First Temple.
He's the clean guy, right?
That's correct.
The problem is that's completely not gonna do shit. Are you saying like money gets in his hand and then would there be transfers between him and Siobhan?
That's what he's saying.
is-
The 200K for the house.
That's gonna be something very hard for them to tie.
What about transfers
million
from
different
Sonia and other gang members to First? And then First to Siobhan?
Listen, you used to be the co-leader. There's got to be something.
No, whenever I tell you that Sonya has gate kept any dealings with Siobhan and Max, she has.
Okay, but you understand the inner workings of your crew, right? And I understand that you're talking about First Temple being your money guy, that illicit activities being done, they're being funneled through him. But she must have had to have used some of those same tools. Is there anything that stands out? Keys? Does she have keys to any of your properties that got illicit shit in there?
If she's smart enough, she threw them away. But yeah, she has keys. And if Sonya and them are smart enough, they would fucking throw it out to the house in the Polito house in Flamingo, Polito Boulevard 2.
First Temple owns it. And if you go in that house, there's C4 fucking posters everywhere.
Are there guns in there? Anything like that?
There is.
Ooh. So get a raid on that
this
property.
Is what we're talking about here. So she's got a key to a house that's got guns inside.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Funny thing
I don't
is,
know if it applies to
Nino
her, but I'm
knows
sure
this
it
guy
does.
is fucking.
Is a $5,000 weekly quote-unquote rent that gets wired to First Temple. It ain't fucking rent.
Say that one more time.
There's a $5,000 weekly quote-unquote rent payment that every member does. And it's definitely not rent. We put it in a C4 fund, and that funds everything that we do.
What does that mean?
The heist, it was one time Siobhan was like, oh, I saw Walker when I was in Air 1 doing the heist. I just remembered that.
Has she purchased any illicit goods from anywhere that you're aware of?
Other than our weed, no.
Like a racing chip or some shit?
The headquarter chips. She has bought that.
So her
know
tablet
too
would
much
have the
about that
HQ
shit.
chipped for the C4 gang.
Correct.
Are you still... Okay, you're going to have to ask a question. I don't know what the fuck that is.
So
I know,
basically, there's an HQ chip you could buy from a dealer up near Sandy Shores. You throw that into your tablet, all of a sudden you got access to a new app called the HQ app. Where on
is this
there,
the thing with the weed bullshit?
Yes.
yeah.
I
pretty much.
think I've seen it before at my house. Some of the guys were playing around with it. I didn't really give a shit at the time. Do you think, Kay, that that info can be pulled out of that, or do you think that's too dirty?
Thing is, if anyone else pops that HQ chip into their tablet, they're not going to see the same shit. Cops are already probably aware of this, but there's really nothing they can do with it.
I feel like none of that should be burned anyways.
Yeah.
It seems.
Keep that off the record.
Look, DeMarco, here's the deal. You already put your entire fucking cock and balls on the table, right? You know you're dead, right?
Oh, 100%. Yep.
Okay. So how about you start like making it sound a lot more believable what the fuck is happening?
Just say it's
Instead
straightforward.
of the maybe not.
Yeah.
Here's like an excuse why it may not have happened. You need to shoot straight. Remember, this is a cop. They don't graduate high school. All right? You need to explain to him exactly how the fuck Sonya is tied to you. All right? And stop going down like this, oh, you know what? Actually, maybe these things didn't happen. No. Tell him fucking straight. And if you got to add some shit, then fucking add it.
For
Make
example,
her look like the bad guy.
when they ask you, oh, what, what's the purpose of Siobhan and Dad being with you guys? Instead of saying, oh, I'm not sure, say, well, to gain power and information throughout the city, because that's what they're doing through First Temple. They're using him as their intel guy, shit like that.
All right.
Just straightforward. Say it how it is. Clean cut. Fuck it at this point, right?
Yeah, fuck it.
Give him everything, the IFACs, the whatever. If he thinks, oh, how did you guys get those? Well, Siobhan gave them. Instead of like, well, it could have been this or it could have been. No, obviously, they came from Siobhan.
You don't want to be like the cop who's like, well, maybe these things didn't happen. You need to say it with fucking conviction and that there's no other possibilities. Make that clear.
Give them a reason to investigate, a reason to do their job. Check these bank records, check these phone calls.
All right.
I'm going to go grab.
All right. Back with the piano hands. This is dope being in here, though. I'm glad we came. It's interesting.
All right. I'm going to unpause the recording device. My understanding is obviously you guys have had time to speak on some few things. And with that in mind, is there anything you would like to bring to my attention?
Of course. Beric, I'm a dead man anyways. Everyone knows that here. Siobhan has or had keys to Polito Boulevard 2. All right? In there,
Which is?
that is our stash house. In there, we have a community crate. PD equipment would be put into there. We have a money guy.
You said it would be?
Yeah, everything would be put into there. We'd go in there, take it out whenever. She has keys to it. She has access to it. And that's how we'd get that. As far as why Siobhan and Max will join C4. I mean, it's in the name, right? There's C4, explosions, bombs, right? That's what they want to provide at some point.
For what purpose?
To cause havoc. I'm not sure. I could just tell you this. Sonya knows that Max used to have a terrorist organization for quite some time way back when.
Uh-huh.
And she said he would make a perfect candidate for our group. So, we
Wait,
brought
I
him
didn't
on.
even know this.
They wanted to take over the city. They wanted power. Of course, like, why wouldn't you want the two most influential people, the two most powerful people within your group? If you do go in that house, there's C4 posted all over it.
This is all like active?
No,
Like
no,
actual-
no,
okay.
like branding C4.
Okay.
She has access to the house just like the rest of us. And there's a bunch of illegal shit in there.
Is there any way for you to prove that she has access to this house? Do you believe that she is in possession of some kind of key with access, or?
She probably has a fucking key. Now, if Sonya is smart, they'd probably they'd change the locks. I don't know. I haven't even tried my key. I have not been up to Polito since.
Well, this is Polito Boulevard 2. You
Correct.
said
We call it the Flamingo House.
the Flamingo House. Okay.
And everything is flown through First Temple. Everything.
Absolutely everything.
100%.
He's like the middleman in all this? Or he's like, this is the same First Temple that was like an attorney, no?
Correct. Chief of staff, everything like that.
Like previously mentioned, Mr. Temple would be the one managing finances, no?
That's correct. Every member.
Hold
I
on.
don't know if Siobhan.
Oh, Paul, I need you to go.
Of course, it's Opal.
Focus on what's important here. Make sure that, conversation doesn't get derailed.
Should I bring up the 5K weekly rent to him?
I think recap the important bits regarding the IFAX so we don't get lost in the sauce of all these other things that are likely to be irrelevant.
All right, perfect.
Doesn't matter. This is legal. Give him legal counseling.
Apologies. Trying to do due diligence, make sure everything is confined and
The door's open for me, by the way. So, DeMarco, can we look? I think the underlining pinning here is this equipment and shit. Like, can you recap that for us?
Yeah, so the way that we do it is because Siobhan had the keys to the house and we placed that PD equipment within the community chest. We can go in there and take it whenever needed. And that's how I gathered the IFAX.
okay. And how many times would you say, like, when this equipment was kind of like put into this stash, was it ever like resupplied at some point? Did the amount of equipment in there go up at any point? Or was it just this like one kind of stimulus, would you say?
If I'm being honest, I'm not too sure. And most of the time I'd run in there not really looking at the quantities and just take 1, 2, 3 off the top. So I'm guessing it's been resupplied.
He's recording, chat. He said he turned it back on.
Have you seen it get resupplied? You seen like the number go up, like get it go from like, I don't know, like 10 to 15 as an example.
Yeah, I've seen the supply go up. Now a specific number, I couldn't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Dark stress smoking, Jesus, man.
I just know whenever I need an IFAC, I'd go in there and hey, there's one in there.
Mini
You know
kill,
how
doing the
much,
5 gifted, bro.
Communication is done between
W
all
mini
of
kill.
them over phone?
Here we go.
Or would you say like a majority is done in person?
It's in person. Sonya's not dumb.
So they don't communicate much over the phone, or they do?
Not at all. You know, if they need to talk about something, guess what? Sonya would shoot her a call. Hey, come here. So they would do that. We'd also have radios, of course. Communicate over there. As far as text, you're not going to find anything on Sonya, to be honest with you.
Okay. Said Siobhan has access to this stash house. Does Max, or do you not know?
He does. Or did, to the least of my knowledge.
Okay. Has either Siobhan or Max, like in your presence or to your knowledge, made any comments or negative opinions out about the police department or any government entities at any point?
No.
Okay.
Have any of their businesses been passed?
I'm not too sure. I know they wanted to open up the Polito Bistro.
What's Nino doing? He's looking at something.
So just once again to just double back briefly. Actually, disregard. Never mind. Tell me more about, if you don't mind, like your kind of relationship with Max.
There really isn't one, to be honest with you. I mean, just talk to him here and there whenever he'd come into the house, out of the house, and you know, there's literally, I cannot stress this enough, how Sonya has gate kept Siobhan and Max this whole time. I know once they became deputized, right? Sonya wanted to keep all that shit kind of split in half, but you know, Siobhan would sell weed with me and then go on duty right after.
Yeah, I don't want to do any talking on the recording. We'll let Nino and him do it all. Because this is some dirty ass shit. This might lead into an investigation on First Temple, which may show lines that lead to Dab and Siobhan.
So just for clarification, one final time, in terms of equipment provided that you believe was provided by them, IFAX, armor, ammunitions. Is there anything else to that list, or is it just essentially the like three pillars, if you will?
I think those were just the three pillars. I didn't see anything else in there that was, you know, to my knowledge, PD equipment. And that obviously the information provided to us about the undercover scouting that was happening up in Plato.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. That place
Is there
might
any
get
other
raided.
additional information that any of the three of you think I should be privy to? Or anything you would like to provide?
I mean, we're here to kind of make sure he doesn't get fucked here.
All right. Now, how do you think he would? What do you think would come out of this?
I mean, that's kind of up to you, right? I'm hearing some of this for my first time. I'm kind of taken aback a little bit, to be honest. May I ask some questions, Beric? If you want to do it,
you want this to be on the record or off the record?
Off the record.
Okay. I'm gonna turn off the
Now I can
recording
talk.
device temporarily, and I'm gonna go turn the camera off. Just one moment. Okay.
Look, has see a lot of this conversation got me kind of concerned here.
Mm-hmm.
The cops selling shit? Like, has this been like a thing recently? Like,
Not to the best of my knowledge, no. This is the first that I've heard of it.
gotcha.
At least other than like years and years ago.
In the past, I understood like officers get raided and whatnot to make sure they don't got any equipment. I mean, is that something that's been done? Is that done with her?
It happens if we have reason to believe that they could be like harboring any equipment and stuff like that, but
it's not like
which
standard.
I believe
it's
this is
not
reason to believe, no?
Well, yeah, I didn't say that it wasn't. It definitely is now, but I'm saying it's not like common practice as soon as everybody is like, released or fired. It's just expected that they turn in their equipment. It probably should be though. So,
Yeah, I mean, like termination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a minute. I thought it was like, not saying recently, but I'm talking like years and years ago.
Yeah.
But I can understand like it's a much bigger department than 20, 25 cops. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much. I mean, I this is the first time I've heard about this. I'm actually appalled and shocked. Jesus fucking Christ. You gonna be able to watch over this guy, Beric? Because I'm just here to make sure he doesn't say anything stupid. But after hearing all this guy might need a little bit of help.
I mean,
There is nothing anyone can do to protect me. All right? Because 5 days, 5 hours, 5 years from now, she'll come after me.
yeah, my general fear is if we do show you more attention, that will kind of put the spotlight on you even more. I would like to protect you as much as we possibly can, if that is what you're comfortable with. However, like I previously said, how much are they aware of you, like talking to, other groups, if you will, or even like government entities?
They know I talk to the cops. I don't know how, but, Sonia asked me the last time I talked to her, what did I say to the cops? I knew that was the nail in my fucking coffin.
So they know you've been speaking to police.
Yep.
You think that Siobhan would know that you've been talking to the cops?
I could tell you exactly who told. Jordan Ackridge.
Who the fuck is that?
Why do you say that? What's her involvement with that?
Because I told her right before I went to talk to Sheriff Bones.
Who is that? My own contact?
She was a dispatcher receptionist like
Ooh.
a month or two ago.
Do you think Siobhan would ever hurt you? Given all the circumstances.
She's fucking crazy, so I would say yeah. And if she doesn't, Max will definitely fucking kill me. Sonya will definitely fucking kill me.
What was the name again?
It's Jordan Ackridge.
I'm glad we had this talk with Beric.
Brunette woman, kind of southern, if I recall.
Yep.
No, there's not much more than
Jesus. She's not with the police department anymore?
that. No.
And she's
'Cause
friends with
regardless, this stirred up a lot of
Yeah.
shit.
Sounds like it.
I'll tell you that.
Siobhan,
and now they're both fired.
There's people getting strays now.
correct.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna kind of disturb the waters here, if you will. So forgive me.
Beric,
Right.
is there a way to see if those IFACs were put into evidence or anything?
Yeah, I can figure that out when we're done here. That was what I planned on doing. Start turning over stones.
Okay.
Obviously, I was gone for a degree of time, so I'm not as fully privy to what some people have been working on quite yet, but I've heard a few things. So. But anyway, I guess this is more directed for you, Kay, or maybe the three of you in general. But what do you want out of this, and what are you looking to have out of this?
Well, me, just justice. Siobhan and Dab have ran the city through their own personal wants and gain for too long. It's brought the city to its knees, to a all-time low. It's not what's best for the people. They've been acting as criminals, dictators, making themselves commissioner. pulling the strings, bribing people, threatening people on the council. I mean, I know quite a few things about them as well. I mean, I am the guy who shot Cantor for Deb. I am aware that they extorted Cantor, dropped the pay of the hospital, made her vote with them. Proof's in the pudding, bud.
And would you stand up on trial against them if need be?
Damn
With that
right.
information? Would you stand up in front of the city council with that information?
Damn right.
How aware are you guys to like the actual like impeachment process?
I'm not too aware, but I'm sure Nino is.
Are you familiar,
Very
Mr.
aware.
Chavez?
Mm-hmm.
And what is that to you?
What? If they
Like
do?
the impeachment process.
I'm sorry. Are you asking me how would I feel if they got impeached?
No, I'm asking you what the impeachment process is.
I mean, it's detailed in legislation. I mean, you don't. There's not really a statute. They just need to be shown having like a dereliction of duty, corruption, etc., while in office.
Mm-hmm. But then it's put to a vote amongst the city council itself.
Hold up.
They tried to pass legislation on that. I don't know if that went through.
Yeah, that was my understanding pretty much all this time, is that one way or another, if something were to be done, it would go to a vote.
The problem with the council is,
It becomes a very Game of Thrones kind of matter at a certain point in terms of who's on whose side.
well, I think the vote will be clear. I think Cantor knows the truth about him. I mean, you got Solomon, who's apparently being impeached, but I don't know what the fuck. He hasn't even had any hearings or anything about that. You got Murphy Braun, who's actively trying to impeach them.
That's it, though. The city treasurer, who might have, you know, this is no shot at anybody. The city treasurer, who might have been against him, is dead. I don't know who the city treasurer is now, because this is something I've kind of been, I guess, keeping my eye on ever since I was put in my position, because I'm no stranger to the way a lot of things work. And as much as I will play dumb to a lot of things quite often, the reality is the board has always been kind of swung in his way when he's been in office, especially in his first term. And now, well, actually, in his first term, he probably would have had more people against him than he does now. But it's realistically, Murphy is against him, and I think possibly Cantor would be against him.
Well, let me tell you this, Barry. Since you've been gone, a lot has changed. A lot has come out about these guys. There's a bunch of Twitter leaks, Twitter leaks, and I think more people hate them now than ever. I think they see their true colors and what they've done and the manipulation tactics they used and extortion, bribery, the games they've been playing. I think the people are now privy to it.
Beric, there is, it is worth. See, I wish I can't even get into the fucking MDT here on my cell phone. But I think it's worth taking a look at that again, because I think there's options outside of requiring the council to vote for impeachment.
How close are you guys to Soze?
I've chatted with him.
He's a prick cop, but he makes more sense than a lot of people right now.
Yeah, he has a lot of good points, I believe, on the Constitution and just how things work in general.
He can read beyond a fifth grade level and think critically.
He can really help break down the corruption at a legal level of our Constitution is now being walked all over.
Okay, so objectively, we can pursue other avenues. However, if it would come down to a vote, securing one of the votes, I feel like would be in the hands of Soze. So that was the only reason why I asked.
Which vote?
I feel like probably swaying Cornwood's decision would be in the hands of Soze.
Well, I think he could do that. I think we can get Cornwood's vote, Cantus, Murphy, Solomon. Now, Solomon, can he have a vote even though he's in the process of being impeached? I'm not really sure how that works. He's been in the process of being impeached for weeks now at this point, with no word of anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure as to the dealings of what's going to happen with that. I believe there's supposed to be a city council meeting today, but yeah, I don't know. I would have to speak to some other people. I just got back yesterday, so I haven't been able to speak to everybody. But yeah, if something is going to be done, now's the time. And as much as a lot of people, I'm sure, would like to say that, you know, they only have a few weeks left or whatever, however long it is, they can say that, but something should still be done about it. Either way.
100%. You're the man for the job.
Usually have the opportunity to.
By the way, never mind. I'm sure you'll handle it.
What does that mean?
I mean, you got all the info needed now. Now you just got to do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, we can see what we can do. I'm gonna, you know, for lack of better terms, I'm sure, you know, quite a few people in this room have PTSD from the sentence, but I'll look into it.
You know, I have noticed a difference in just how things are handled with certain people.
So?
I mean, someone could be at the food court and say, hey, yeah, I saw Mr. K smack that guy. And then I got a warrant. I'm just noticing different people are handled in different ways. And I hope justice is finally fucking served.
Yeah, I mean, things are really tricky down to a personal level of how people deal with things. And I'm sure we're all no strangers to that. But you know, we're gonna force things as much as we want, but some people are gonna go against the grain and work on a personal level more than anything else.
Yeah,
I can't speak to that specific situation, but yeah, we can. There's a lot here to think on with what we've talked about today, and looking forward to getting down and breaking it up.
okay, that sounds good to me.
You guys said you or DeMarco said that you guys spoke to people previously. Was it in this kind of setting, or what was the kind of situation?
This would be my first, just to be clear.
He
This is exactly where we sat.
yeah, it was with his other lawyer was Damien. Originally I called Coyote because the video leaked on Twitter, right, of the convo I had with him. That's how I got involved. So I had a convo with him. That got leaked on Twitter. Next thing you know, everyone's hearing about, oh, they're in this gang, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Info's out there. Let's see if something could be done with this. DeMarco was under the, he felt like, you know, it's already out there, so I might as well put this info to use. I'm already getting fucked from this. So he figured he'd do what's right and try to talk to the cops. So I called up Coyote. He got a lawyer, and they went to go talk to Coyote. Coyote, he was there for the questioning, right, DeMarco? It was him, Bones, and Slacks.
That's right.
And then, apparently they did it off the record, though, right?
That's right.
And then Coyote was kicked off the case afterwards. So since
By
then, I couldn't tell you. He didn't tell me anything about it. Apparently, he's not allowed to investigate anything ever again.
Yeah, it's a very, very bad timing, but you know, I understand how that looks on your side of things.
Yeah. So, I contacted you because I'm like, you know what? DeMarco, if this is what you really want to do, just go to the fucking top here. If weird things are going on and we feel that weird things are going on, let's just speak to the fucking chief.
And who else was present? You said it was Coyote and...
It was Coyote, Bones, and Slacks.
Bones and Slacks were present for the whole thing?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I don't know how all this is going to go, but things will probably get very interesting, potentially.
They always do. They always do.
Yeah,
Are we the fucking... Look at this. Puppet fingers.
Yeah, I got a lot to think on.
Okay. We'll be in touch then.
Yeah, let's go to you guys out. Unlock the container and pick your stuff up.
Someone out there? You heard that?
Yeah, I think it's Gladys.
Yeah.
It's a nice building.
Eh, it's not bad. It's all right. One overlook handle is going to burn the whole bitch down, though.
All this wood. Take care, Beric.
Hey, you guys have a good one.
You have a good one.
You able to find a ride from here?
I could take him back to his car.
Easy.
All right, come
All
on,
right.
DeMarco.
Well, let me know if you need anything, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you.